What's up YouTube? Welcome to Real-ish, where we review the most highly anticipated blockbusters of the year, critiquing films since, well, a couple months ago, but we're going to keep swimming. Today we're talking about Finding Dory. 13 years after Finding Nemo, we finally get the sequel that we've been waiting for. What took them so long? Literally, what took them so long? I heard Ellen DeGeneres literally had to campaign for years to make this movie happen. And it was pretty much worth the wait. This movie is good. We have an all-star cast. We have Ellen DeGeneres, of course, reprising her role as Dory. Albert Brooks is back as Marlin, the preoccupied clownfish. We have a couple new characters. We have Diane Keaton. You might know her from The Godfather, maybe Annie Hall. I don't know, some millennials will know those references. I mean, Godfather, of course. But Santa Ana native like myself. She plays Dory's mother, along with Eugene Levy, who's the famous dad from American Pie, of course. We also have Caitlin Olsen. You might know her from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the blonde funny chick. She plays Dory's friend in this movie. Ed O'Neill from Married with Children has a part as Grumpy Octopus. Kate McKinnon and Bill Hader from SNL play the funny couple. Kate McKinnon, of course, plays Hillary Clinton right now on SNL, and Bill Hader, we all know him from Trainwreck. The kid who played Nemo, of course, is in his 20s now. His voice is going to sound a little bit different. So we have Hayden Rollins, who is the new voice of Nemo, and at first it sounds a little awkward, but then you got to think this movie takes place a year after the original one. So of course his voice, it would make sense that his voice is a little different. The original kid, Angus MacLane, makes a little cameo, so they do pay respect to him in this movie. So yeah, all-star cast. Even Sigourney Weaver makes a couple of funny cameos in this as herself. This movie is directed by Andrew Stanton. Of course, he's made a bunch of Pixar movies. He did the first one. And then we have Lee Ulrich, who is actually an animator in a couple of other previous movies. I guess he's been promoted to co-director now. Good for him. This movie is awesome. Like I said, 13 years later, and this movie does not disappoint, and it was almost worth the wait. Finding Nemo was in itself a classic, so this being a direct sequel to it, of course, you know, it's got to be good. It's got to compare at least to Finding Nemo. It's not there, but it does hold its own. This movie starts off with Dory when she's a little baby. These scenes with Dory and Diane Keaton and Eugene Levy are the sweetest part of the whole movie. Like, really just make the movie. I was choking up in the theater, and I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it wouldn't be a Pixar movie without some sort of death or tragedy in the beginning, and this movie delivers with that too. It kind of lingers, the sadness kind of lingers on a little too much in the beginning, but then we go back to the scene where Dory sees a boat and she crashes into Marlin, and she's like, "I've seen a boat, come this over here." And that's where the movie starts, so it's kind of cool to see that. And then it goes to 1 year later, where they're already settled in with Dory. They still have to, you know, take care of her and stuff. But then Dory starts to get these flashbacks. She starts to remember, and the movie takes her on a journey to find her parents. Chaos ensues, of course. Sometimes it feels like all these kind of like freak accident, like unbelievable things start happening for a long chunk of the movie to move the movie along. It is a Disney movie, so you can't really hate on it for that. In the end, though, everything kind of falls together. Everything flows the way it's supposed to be. Of course, being connected to these characters already makes you enjoy the movie no matter what. All these new characters don't really match up to the kind of characters that we saw in the first one, like the shark. The turtle does make a short comeback, but there's something about Finding Nemo that just wasn't exactly in this movie. And I hate comparing it to Finding Nemo, just because it's you know, two completely different movies. I mean, they are the same genre. It is a sequel, so I kind of have to. But overall, though, I do give this movie about an 8.5 reels. I'll definitely be watching it a few more times, maybe by myself next time with the box of tissues, so you know, I'm not to embarrass myself in front of anybody else. This movie needed to happen. I really wanted to know what happened to Dory's family. I really wanted to know what was going to happen next. So this movie definitely answered all that for me, so there was a purpose for this sequel. Again, I don't know why they took so long. This movie was definitely satisfactory. Now, do I want to see a Finding Nemo 3 and 4 like they did with Toy Story? Probably not. I mean, what are they going to do? Finding Marlin? I don't know if I'd want to watch that, to be honest.